Hey everybody, my name is Cheryl Monique. Welcome to the Nappy Frappe on Nappy Frappe Friday, going live. So I wanted to take a moment to talk about why I do the Nappy Frappe, or what the Nappy Frappe is about, in case you have not heard about it. So the Nappy Frappe is a show that I thought about when I was in film school, when we were working on like podcasts and those kind of projects. Hey. While we were talking about working on podcasts and things like that, just projects we had to do. And the Nappy Frappe name came to mind. Sometimes I think of the titles almost before I think about the hey Jen. Almost before I think about the full concept of it. Like I'll have an idea and the name will come to mind. And so I thought, I had already been doing like a photo series called the Nappy Frappe. Glamorously Nappy, where I talk about, thank you for joining, where I talk about going natural, having nappy hair, but feeling beautiful and still being glamorous and things like that. So the Nappy Frappe was more of a nappy, my natural, my black girl, bringing my sister, black girl magic, to coffee talk, because I love coffee. Everybody that knows me knows I'm a little obsessed. Like I walk into Starbucks and it's like cheers. They're like, Cheryl. So, but I want to know, at least from the two that are already here, what do you guys think about, what's your favorite thing about Nappy Frappe, Jen? Do you have an episode that you specifically like? I love you too, girly. But, while I'm waiting to see if she taps in, I have a lot of favorites. I really like my confidence episode, where I talk about where confidence, like love, is not only an emotion, it's also a verb. So Jen said she loves that I talk about relationships. So I've always been somebody who, at least I think I give good advice, just because I do my best to be neutral and balanced and not just be one side in the emotion, because, you know, if you're looking for a solution, you're looking for a solution. If you want to be right, you can just tell yourself whatever you want to believe. But thank you, Trina. She says that talking about anxiety and relationships. And thank you. Jen said she loves the confidence. And understanding that confidence is a verb makes it easier to teach. Because I think confidence helps in friendship and dating and school and work and everything. Your confidence in yourself, your belief in yourself carries you. So learning how to do that, how to be better at that, is important. Jen said being insecure with abusers and not even knowing how to deal with it. Yes. The one of my most important episodes that I think I have so far is the episode where I talk about how I found myself in an abusive relationship, because I've been confident for many, many years, and you think you know better. And you think, I grew up with abuse around in the family, so you think you know what it looks like. And next thing you know, you're super confident and you're in the middle of this really messed up relationship. Now, granted, I found myself in a number of bad relationships. Confidence won't save you from all of your bad choices, but it can get you out. But, you know, I thought it was important for me to be relatable. Everything about the Nappy Frappe is from the perspective of me trying to relate my experiences with my audience, so that, you know, you're not alone, so that you can share your experiences with me, and so that through shared experiences, we can all help each other out. You know, I think it's really important to, Jen said, Me Too, and exactly. Speaking of Me Too, I have a Me Too episode coming up talking about sexual harassment, sexual abuse, and just the experience of being a woman and the whole not all men thing. So, you know, I'm going to be releasing that soon. And I'm also going to get even deeper and more personal into my own personal life and do a series on my relationship and see how that helps everyone else. Cannon is asking for his uncle. He misses you. You need to come back to New York to visit us. That's him in the background saying, Uncle Molly Mall. So, I do want, I'm definitely trying to pick up subscribers. My goal is that in a year, this can be mostly what I do, that I can just build the brand of Nappy Frappe. And once we can actually all travel again, go to places and have events where I bring people together to share experiences, to build each other up, and to do other programs that help the community, because I love it. I hope so soon. Let me know whenever you want to come up. We'll make that happen. We all miss you. Jamal, you are loved in New York. At some point, we'll get back to Tennessee, but Tennessee is not exactly behaving right now with the pandemic. So, but I love so many people in Tennessee. I am going to do an episode on the differences in living in Tennessee and living in New York, because racially, in a lot of ways it's different, but racially it's really different. And I think sometimes the other sides miss what other people are living through. So Trina said, I'm learning I'm not alone with my issues with my father. We don't have a good, healthy relationship. I think it's affecting other aspects. It definitely is. When I ended up in therapy, I thought I was going about my stuff, and I ended up talking about my childhood the whole time for weeks on end, when I thought I was going to talk about what I was going through at that present moment. So yeah, and I still deal with my parents and their issues with each other, their issues with themselves. And I think both in parenting, in marriage, even in friendships, your issues with yourself become the greatest issues that you deal with. And your partner's issues with themselves become the greatest issues that they deal with. And then you end up dealing with that, or issues that they don't deal with. And then you end up dealing with that. And yeah, parenting, how you get with your parents is so important. And, I had to learn. I remember I was 23 and my mother and I had a horrible relationship. I was in foster care since I was about 10. And there were all sorts of issues, drug abuse and mental issues that my mom, who I love dearly, was dealing with. That made parenting hard. There's no switch that once a baby comes out of you, there's the switch that makes you a great parent or prepared for this. I'm the second out of 16 children. I thought I knew it all. And I had my son and I ain't prepared for nothing. And so I can only imagine, and I was 38 when I had him. I can only imagine what my mother was going through at 17, in the midst of a very hard life. But with that, it still created issues between us, and me feeling like I didn't get everything I should have gotten, and being angry and holding hatred in my heart for a while. And I'm sure that spewed out into other relationships. But at 23, she and I were just going back and forth. And I'm like, I want you to fix this. Thank you, Jen. She's I'm a great mother. And it was like, I want you to fix this. And, she was like, what do you want me to do? I was like, apologize. She's like, I can't apologize because I can't fix it. I can't take it back. Now, when she said I can't apologize, yes, the words, but she couldn't fix it. And it was the first time that I realized I was waiting for her to fix my life, and I was already an adult. I was waiting for her to make up for everything my childhood didn't have so that I could have the adulthood I thought I deserved to have, when whatever my adulthood was going to be was now up to me. And at that moment, I then saw her as the adult she was. And she was no longer my mother who wasn't there for me when I needed her. She was a woman who grew up with a rough childhood, who got involved in rough relationships, who had children when she was still young and not mentally or emotionally ready, and struggled through her life, who through suffering through mental illness reached out to self-medicate and got caught up in that trap and still had children. And I saw that her life was way harder than mine. And I'm looking at this woman who is still struggling, and then she has all this guilt because of all the anger that me and her other children have. And it was like, oh my God, what am I doing? What am I doing to this person I love? And so I forgave her. Like, for real. No more anger. No, like, she was no longer responsible for me. And the freedom that I felt, in that moment, I felt like I released us both. Now, she still sometimes struggles, especially with my other siblings, because everybody's not on the same path. But I feel like she and I can communicate in a way where it's just healthier. And I walk away not angry at her. I like not being mad at my mom for my childhood, or my dad. I had the same issues with him, but through the discussion and that blow up that my mom and I had, that forgiveness extended into my father. And so, and who I have a great, me and my dad, we love each other. We have a great relationship, and we talk and hang out all the time. His side of the family, we're really close. So, but that extended to them, and it just allowed me to not be angry, to not be hurt. And it felt so good, you know? It felt so good. And so from what Trina was saying with her dad, I would say, now, hopefully he's still alive. If he isn't, I'm sorry, but you can still forgive whether or not he's here, because forgiveness is yours. The person doesn't have to accept it. They don't have to think they need it. They don't have to change. Like, I didn't forgive my mother expecting a change. You know, in relationships, like, if I forgive you for cheating, I expect you not to cheat anymore. But this forgiveness was freedom, letting go. I am not bound to that pain anymore. I let go of the things that happen, and we get to move forward without me dragging that behind me, because I'm glad it helps. The freedom, when I tell you the release that you feel, and the way you can be around that person without being angry anymore. Okay, Papa, I'll be right with you, okay? And the feeling, I'm not going to pick him up, because if I pick him up, he's going to be trying to rip down my shirt and nurse the whole time, so he can wait a second. Plus, I have Sesame Street playing for him in the back, so he's good. But it's such a release. And I get it. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things you can find in your child to be mad at, because, like I talk about there's like a Quickie Cafe, which is pretty much kind of like a live Cafe Quickie, Nappy Frappe. It's one of my earlier episodes, and I talk about forgiveness and talk about this situation with my mom a little bit more. Well, good. He is alive. His life, he was life flighted to Vanderbilt Tuesday. So I can't see him because his girlfriend will not leave for family to see him. Well, it sounds like you're going to have to forgive her too. People are broken. People live in their pain. And I get it. But it's a trap. It's an unhealthy place to live. And you can't stop other people from living in their pain. Like, I can tell my mother I can forgive her a million times, but I can't stop her from living in her guilt, which plays on her mental illness, which creates the cycle of self-medication through drugs. But I can be free from it. So forgive him and his girlfriend, who maybe she's told herself, oh, his kids don't love him, or they're not, they don't love him the way I love him, whatever, and I just need to be with him. Or maybe she just can't stand to break herself apart, or she can't see past her own need to be with him, to see that perhaps other people need to be with him. But you forgive him anyway. You forgive him, you forgive her, and hopefully, I pray you get the chance to tell him that you forgive him, and get that moment just to see it in his eyes. Sometimes I tell people I forgive them and they don't think they need forgiveness. And sometimes that's just enough. Just like, I forgive you anyway. I understand it's a lot. Listen, I'm giving you like bits and pieces of my childhood, girl. Listen, if I were to write my life, it could easily be a hood novel. It's actually why I don't read hood novels. As when I was like an adolescent, I would try to read them because my friends were all into them. But they were just a little too close to home. So they felt too real. And so it's just like, I read to escape, you know? So that wasn't it for me. Like, I like history. I read a lot of slave novels and things like that. But I read to kind of get away. Okay, Cannon. Let's see. I'm going to try to put on the video with Patti LaBelle singing. Hey, Jason. Jen said, do I feel the same way with exes? Yes. Okay, I'm going to have to bring Cannon, so which means he might rip my shirt down, but give me 1 second. Hey. He still watches Sesame Street on the side. Ken, you going to say hi? You want to say hi to everybody? Hi. Okay, so, hey, Jay. So do I feel the same way with exes? Yes, definitely. I forgive all of my exes. One, I'm not with you anymore. You're not my, Auntie Jen says, hey, cutie. You're not my problem anymore. Once you're my ex, you're not my problem. Now, granted, it doesn't mean, I'm nursing, yes. It doesn't mean that I am best friends with my exes, you know. Certainly not all of them. But I don't hate any of them. Any of them can see me in the street. I'm personally a great girlfriend. So, you know, I didn't do anything to them. So, but yeah, like, you got to forgive them. My thing is I take 100% accountability from, the mama and IG struggles are very real. I take 100% accountability for every relationship I'm in. So if I was going through, if I'm going through constant crap, I can get out of it. It's not his fault I chose to stay in a bad relationship. He is also in a bad relationship. He may be the reason it's a bad relationship, but he's also in a bad relationship. And one of us has to leave. And as long as both of us stay, both of us have decided to stay in this. And so, yes, I do. I know your situation, and it is very hard. But, you know, I give you lots of advice on your situation. And I won't get specific. If you ever want to get specific, we can get specific at a different time. I won't get specific on your situation, but I do think that you have to know your situations. You have to try to do the best to bring your best forward. You know, if you have an ex who's difficult to deal with, you can't make somebody else a better person. But you can relate with them in a way that brings as little toxicity to the situation as possible. You know what I mean? Like people can be only as toxic with you as you allow them to be. Yeah, we do need a whole show for that. We need a whole show for breakups. I'm going to do one. I'm going to definitely do one on breakups and how to move forward with as much peace as possible. But it's like one of my favorite sayings in the show where I talk about, you know, turning 40 and I gave all my life advice of what I would say to myself at 20. Not my monkey, not my circus is one of my favorite sayings. And once we break up, he's not my monkey and this is no longer my circus. He is somebody else's issue or nobody else's issue, whatever it is. I am no longer attached to his emotions. And exes who are still, especially if you have children together, so you still have to relate with each other. Sometimes there's a trap, a cycle of dealing with people. And sometimes it can, like even with siblings, I find that, you know, no matter how much I grow up, no matter how much of an adult I am, I'll get around my siblings and we'll get into an argument and I'm freaking 13 again. And I'm arguing in a very petty way. And I've know all the stuff that I know I should be doing. I'm not, because I just want to win the fight or just allowing my emotions to take over. And so I do my best to not allow anything that's said to take me out of the character I want to be in. If I come thinking I'm going to be peaceful, I can't control you, but I can leave at any moment. I can tell you to leave at any moment. We're not together. So we don't need to work this out. We don't need to figure this out. And if it's about our child and we can't figure this out, maybe the courts need to figure it out. Maybe we need to like write down a plan, get this written down. But I'm not here to deal with your anger, your attitude. Don't shut it off, Cannon. Okay, he's out. I'm not here to deal with any of my ex's drama. So, gotta just keep an eye on him. So, don't. It's really that easy. I know, and the thing is, when I say it's that easy, I mean the actions. The feelings are never easy. When I say love is a verb, and confidence is a verb, and peace is a verb, keeping peace is a verb, the actions that you do are as simple as doing them. I may be pissed off. The anxiety induced, the stress, the attitude that I get from my ex may literally like be stressing me out in that moment to make me want to curse him out. You know, I may want to be like, how dare you, all that I've done, loved, whatever. But it's like, no. That, he might even want to draw me in. It's kind of like that old movie that I used to love, Two Can Play That Game. And they talk about the transfer of emotions, how, you know, you're angry, so you show up at your ex's house with, you know, show up at your ex's house to start a fight. And then you leave when you get them all upset. So now you're not the person bearing that energy. You've transferred it to them. And a lot of time exes will do this. You know, they're not happy, and it might not have anything to do with you, but they're not happy, and they come in contact with you, and they know how to shift that energy onto you because you've been doing that in your relationship. And so they'll shift it onto you, or they'll try to, and if you argue back, you allow that. Don't let them put that on you. I will not let anybody shift their energy onto me, or at least I do my best where I recognize that's what's happening. It's just like, you can leave. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing this. Don't knock down the camera. You come back over here. Come back over here to join Mama. Coming to join Mama. I love you. Say hi. Say hi, Auntie Brandy. But I love you, baby. But yes. So that's that. So forgiveness is important with everybody, just because you don't have to carry it around. And again, forgiveness doesn't mean don't set boundaries. Boundaries are almost always, boundaries are necessary with any relationship, but especially with someone who you need to forgive, you have to set hard lines with them, because if there's you have a repeat offender with anything, whether it's disrespect or not acknowledging your feelings, if it's repeating, it's because you are and somehow allowing it, because you could just leave. You know what I mean? You could just clear that out. And I set hard boundaries. Even with my mom. You know, when she starts to get a little manic, love her to death, but boundaries are needed. He's always pulling my boobies out and walking away. I'm trying to wean him. I need help, y'all. If y'all know people who know how to wean, like, please connect me. Please, like, tag them into the Nappy Frappe, because, you know, he's almost 2, and I'm ready to come to the end of this journey. You know, I'm willing to pump and put it in a cup. He don't want it in a cup. I need my body back. You know, want to get out here. Want to have some rum and coke. Oh, this little boy, he is the worst, just grabbing things too. My baby is gonna be 2 next month. Speaking of next month, on the Nappy Frappe. By the way, if you have not subscribed to my Instagram, make sure you subscribe to the Instagram. And it's really important. I think everybody on has subscribed. But if you see the video later, go to YouTube and type in the Nappy Frappe and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can get all my videos. And Jen said that's going to be hard. What's going to be hard, Jen? Oh, weaning him. Yes. Somebody told him put a lemon on your nipple. Maybe. I feel like that would just make him like lemonade. He loves my boobies. He does. He is on me all the time and aggressive, and he's getting strong. You know, I put on sports bras and he gets through sports bras. He is rough with me. I mean, I'm super happy that I had the experience and I loved it. And it created a bond that has been very special for me. But Cheryl want her boobies back for many reasons. I want to do adult things, put adult things in my body that I don't want to worry about coming out of my milk to him. You know, grown folk shit. So he, like, the thing is, he's a texture person, kind of like his mom. I don't like mushy things. He's still not eating chunky foods, but flavor wise, I don't feel like there's anything he don't like. He is so greedy. So I will, I'll try the lemon though. Is the lemon juice gonna burn my nipple? Is the citrus from the lemon gonna burn my nipple? I don't want to get that grapefruit thing going on my nipple, and next thing you know, I got raw nipples, because he leaves my nipples raw enough. Your son loves lemons out. See, like, I feel like Cannon will not care about some lemon. He'll be like, oh, a little garnish on my drink. Hot sauce. Hot sauce. First of all, hot sauce, I feel bad on my nipples, and also I feel like that would definitely burn my nipple, because my nipple constantly feels like it's like raw from him, just like. So that is not, it's not the easiest. Parenthood isn't the easiest. I need to do more shows on parenthood. I need y'all to tell me specifically what y'all want to talk about. So see, before I close out, these are some of the things that you guys can expect to hear from me on the Nappy Frappe in October. So starting in October, I am launching a few more segments. I'm going to do more lives. I'm going to do a weekly live. I think maybe every Wednesday I'll do a weekly live about, I don't know. I love to talk about politics. I know sometimes I drive my friends crazy. They be sick of it, but I'll talk about anything. But I'll do live with my audience and, answer direct questions, have direct communications. Cannon, what are you chewing on? That's just a shirt. Okay. Hold on. Let me make sure it's just a shirt. It was not just a shirt. Thank God. I went over. Freaking toddlers. Sorry about that. I'm going to be doing makeup tutorials. I'm going to be doing more makeup tutorials. And if there's any makeup looks you want to try or have questions about, and they're going to be simple tutorials. They're not going to be like, when I work at a MAC counter and I'm beating faces, we know that y'all can't do that at home. When we put like 5 colors on your eyes, yeah, we want you to buy all 5 colors and 3 blushes and everything else we put on your face. But, in all honesty, we know that you can't duplicate that or replicate that because we're artists. We've been doing this for a while. But I know that when I worked for Clinique, most of the clients there weren't looking for heavy beats. They really just wanted to learn how to do their eyebrows, do their eyeliner, find a foundation match, things like that. So I'm definitely going to start doing tutorials on things like that. I'm going to start off with date night makeup, because date night makeup is very different from girls' night makeup. Girls' night is when you do all the colors and you get fun. Date night makeup is usually a little bit more subtle, because this could almost be date night makeup because guys like to see your face, and if you don't know what you're doing, experiment with your girls. Don't experiment on a date. So he got to stare at you all night and he's looking at that like, why does that look like that? At least girls understand, oh, she just needs to blend it a little better. He's just looking like it looks ugly. So, but I got you. I'm also going to start a cooking segment. I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to do that, but I am the gumbo goddess because my grandmother and my mom are from Louisiana. And so I grew up on gumbo and beignets and things like that. Even though my grandmother used to call beignets hush puppies. And so it was very confusing when I went to Tennessee and the hush puppies were not beignets. I was very disappointed. Even though hush puppies are cool. I like beignets. But etouffee and all that good stuff. I love to bake from scratch. Having been married to a vegan for years, I learned to make a lot of vegan things and vegetable meals. I make a killer Brussels sprout. It's really sweet. It's delicious. So I'm going to do like cooking segments and all that stuff. So please subscribe and check in and keep up with me and share. Really important, share the videos because I don't know your friends. So if you can get my message out to your friends, it would be awesome. So, yeah, I think that's really, really awesome. Thank you, everybody, for checking in with me. Now I think Cannon stinks, so I'm going to go change his diaper. Cannon. So, Cannon stinks, so I'm going to go change his diaper and then get on with my day. I got plans today. I got things to do today, which I'm excited because y'all know I've been living in here like a troll, afraid of this coronavirus. And I'm still very cautious because the president isn't. But you know that I'll save that for our political talk. Being the democratic socialite that I am, I will save my pearl clutching for later. But for now, I'm going to say I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Jen, for keeping this going, you know. I appreciate, and Trina and Jason and Brandy and Jamal and Meet the Power Couple. I can't see your face right now, so I don't remember who Meet the Power Couple is. But thank you at Meet the Power Couple because you have given me, I'm gonna see the lemon thing. I'm gonna see how it works. But thank you everybody who checked in and chatted with me. I super appreciate you guys. I love you all so very much. And the Nappy Frappe is here for you. And I want to talk about what you want to talk about. Look, if you ask my friends, I give advice on everything. I'm not saying I'm always right, but I always give a different perspective. I want to talk about my religious journey. You know, I've gone from atheist to super religious church girl to where I moved to Tennessee to become a minister, to study theology, to becoming more of an agnostic, and just, you know, the world is your oyster. So he just fell, but he's okay. My perspectives on religion are, Candace, that's right. Candace, thank you. Ah, yes, they lived upstairs for me as a kid. They had a huge dog named Bear that looked like a freaking bear. Like, for real. It looked like a bear. It was awesome. Angela. Hey, Angie. Angie and I used to work together in Tennessee doing faces. Angela was so much fun. So sweet. Like, used to drive people crazy, but I loved it. Because she comes in with all that Southern fire. Like, she needs to be on a Housewives show. Yes, if they do like a Real Housewives of Nashville, Angela needs to be on it because she is like a boss, a character all her own. Everybody would tune in just to see her. Like, it would go crazy. Yeah, so she'd be one of my favorite Housewives of Nashville if she was on it. But thank you all for tuning in. Please continue to tune in. And I love you guys. Cannon love you guys too, even though he's just over here for Booby. Stop yelling, you rude. You messing up my show. Bye, everybody. I love y'all. I'll talk to everybody later. Thank you for tapping in. The Nappy Frappe. Cannon.